Bio-relativity for North America. The date today is November 15th. I'm David Miller. Shalom. 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 Greetings. I'm Juliana. We are the Arcturians. I will work with you on dimensional fractures, and I want to explain again the seriousness of the fractures and what it means, and what healing mechanisms we have and you have as planetary healers to seal the fractures. There is a veil, or at least it is called a veil, that separates each dimension. Some have said it's like an etheric energy field that often can be called impenetrable. Certainly, you are or have to be under certain circumstances and have a certain type of energy to go through a dimensional veil. A fracture occurs when there is a unplanned opening. Think about a fracturing of a bone or a fracturing of an egg that's hard-boiled, and you can visualize this as a crack. Now, the problem with these cracks or fractures is that they do not heal very easily, and they often take time to heal. To give you one example, the fracture caused by the explosion in Atlantis that ended the civilization took perhaps 10,000 years to heal. And one of the leftovers, shall I call it, from that dimensional fracture is the Bermuda Triangle, an area off the coast of Florida, somewhere near the Bahamas, where unusual events such as planes getting lost and never reoccurring seem to happen repeatedly. This means that a dimensional fracture allows unsuspected people who are near the fracture to unknowingly go into the fracture and then leave this dimension, which would be equivalent to a death. The other problem is that the fracture allows lower fourth dimensional energies into the earth. In other words, there is no guardian, there is no way to stop this energy from seeping into the dimensions, to the third dimension. And so happens that many of the fourth dimensional beings are lost. And I call them parasitic because they seek out third dimensional energies and parasitically attach to them in order to thrive, just like a parasite. Now, in the issue of Los Alamos in New Mexico, we have a situation involving nuclear energy and nuclear technologies. Now, you've heard me many times talk about the dangers of nuclear energy and the explosion and being exposed to high amounts of nuclear energy and radiation actually can affect the soul. This is nuclear radiation has qualities of multidimensional negative effects. There are dimensional fractures now over Ukraine, for example, especially over Chernobyl. There are dimensional fractures over the Fukushima. There was a serious dimensional fracture over Hiroshima, but that fracture surprisingly was healed. And a lot of the healing of the fracture depends upon the powers of psychic healing and planetary healing that can be accomplished. The problem in the Los Alamos area is that the nuclear technology, nuclear development, weaponry development is continuing at a very serious pace, and this is what could be called death bombs, or bombs that could potentially destroy whole continents and even destroy the planet. Some have called them Armageddon technology. The lower beings, and we can also call them the darker beings or the dark side, thrives on negativity, thrives on being able to create chaos and harmful events, and they, these lower energies, then feel a great sense of success if they can cause chaos. You are seeing now on the Earth many effects of this. I like to point out that what we are really dealing with is a spiritual crisis on the planet. And many people have no knowledge that the lower entities and the lower beings, the fourth dimensional beings, have permeated or invaded the third dimension. But seriously, if you look at so many things that are occurring on this planet now, then it would be obvious that this is a huge problem. And I had often referred earlier to school shootings or unprovoked murders and drug cartel uses of fentanyl. There are many small examples, small but very significant examples. But we're talking now, when we look at Los Alamos, of a significant planetary rift or fracture from this development that needs to be healed. So today we are going to use our energetic focus, our planetary healing skills, to seal to the best of our ability today. Now, sometimes these healings of fractures take multiple episodes or multiple healing sessions. A lot of it depends upon the intensity of those who are participating as healers, but also depends upon how long this fracture has been going on and whether the activities that have led to the open fracture are continuing. And so it is very similar to a bone fracture. If you keep the bone in place without any stress and have it wrapped or immobilized, then it will heal quickly, sometimes in 4 to 5 weeks. But if you're going to continue to use the bone and put stress on it and weight on it, then it won't heal correctly, and it probably will take much longer. And this is why the Hiroshima area was able to recover so quickly because it was immobilized. The energy field was immobilized. But in Los Alamos situation, I do not see immobilization occurring at this point. And certainly there's no immobilization going on now in Ukraine, but exactly the opposite. My friends, take 3 breaths and go deeper into a state of spiritual expansion and awareness. Place your aura in the shape of a cosmic egg. Feel a protective energy field around you from that cosmic egg. You have reached a state of expanded awareness, harmony and balance in your own energy field. You feel safe and protected. Allow your spirit body to rise up out of your physical body. Zai Giuliano, place a corridor of light which is connected to my starship Athena over each of your rooms. Your spirit body rises through your crown chakra into the corridor. You feel a sense of freedom and expansiveness. Travel now through the corridor at the speed of thought, traveling interdimensionally through this corridor to my starship Athena. You arrive at my starship entry point, and I and my team greet each of you. We embrace. Follow me into the Gaia Planetary Healing Room. There are over 100 beings in this room. Galactic beings from Antares, from the Pleiades, Ascended Masters, and other students of mine on Arcturus. We are all devoted to planetary healing, and we are happy at this time to work on this issue of dimensional fractures and their healing. Enter the room and sit around the center where there is a huge holographic image, energetic holographic image of planet Earth that is zoomed in on North America, and it is zoomed in on Los Alamos, near Santa Fe and near Taos, New Mexico. Holographically, I've been able to totally represent on all aspects what is occurring on the Earth plane. And as we zoom in over Los Alamos, New Mexico, we see what is a huge fracture, a dimensional fracture over the area. And at the dimensional fracture, you can see lower beings entering through the fracture. And also, you can see the biospheric leakages of the life force energy. For a dimensional fracture also allows leakages of the chi life force energy field of the area. And when you look at the fracture closely, because we have been able to enlarge it, it is like a rip in a parachute or a rip in a tablecloth. The dimensional fracture is like a rip in a curtain, and it creates an opening. With your third eye powers of light, focus on this rift now. Focus on this fracture. And using what can be called X-ray vision, this is a term that you may have seen in the Superman comic books. Use your X-ray powers with your third eye to seal the fracture over Los Alamos. We'll go into meditation now as you and I and the 100 other masters that have gathered here together work with our third eye healing X-ray powers to seal the fracture, to seal the rip. We will go into meditation now in silence. It is a long rift, a long fracture. Be patient as you seek with me and all of us together to seal this rift, this fracture. I do the honor stand over the rift using the arcane powers of your thought and allow me to say special healing words to bring this fracture into a seal of light. Ishmoleya, Ashmole, Kolmole, Maole, Ishtamala, Eka, Inga, No, Nuclear, Atomic, Hongbala, Ish, Mo La. We are seeking to seal the fracture now. And as the fracture is being sealed, the light of higher spirit is also being prevented from leaking out of the seal. There are many powerful, brilliant people in this area of Los Alamos, and they are all capable of experiencing and bringing down higher light if they are so directed. My starship Athena now sends down a tractor beam of light directly over the dimensional rift, accelerating the healing that you have begun today. Homole Ashmoshe. Again, let us go into silence, seeing the rift being sealed and the spiritual light quotient rising because their leakages are being stopped. The seal is now in place. The light frequencies are being held. The fracture is being sealed to the best of our ability today, holding all energy intact and stopping any lower beams from coming through the fracture. Send one more burst of arcane light to this fracture. And see below the spiritual light energy increasing as all leakages again have stopped. It is time to leave our planetary healing chamber. I will leave the focus of Zoom on this in case anyone decides to return during the next 24 hours, as it will need continual attention from you, the starseeds. We are only able to continue our work here with this fracture because you are participating with us. We need your participation. You get up from your room, your seat, walk to the doorway, take one last look at the fracture being healed and sealed, walking out of the room. You come to the exit point of my starship and enter the corridor of light from which you came. And travel now at the speed of thought back into your room on planet Earth. You arrive at a place 6 feet above your physical body. Re-enter now in perfect alignment, bringing with you the healing energy and power and the arcane focus of our experience today in the Gaia Planetary Healing Chamber, working on Los Alamos and the dimensional fracture. You're now fully back in body. You may open your eyes. You're awake, conscious, grounded, and fully energized. I'm Giuliano. Good day.